Good afternoon, y'all. How y'all doing? Me and Tyler Bender wanted to get on here real quick and talk about certain things that's going on with this contract with our leadership. As soon as he get on here, I'm gonna add him in and we're gonna talk about it. What's going on, babe? Let's see, where is he at? Hope everybody's having a good afternoon on a Sunday. I know a lot of you guys had your contract meetings, or you're getting ready to have them soon. Yeah, as soon as Tyler get on here, we're gonna do like a dual Facebook Live. We was talking about it yesterday. I know a couple of people in my local had sent a message saying that we should do a video with me and him. So as soon as he get on here, that's what we're gonna do. I just talked to him not too long ago. He said he's going to get on here. We're gonna talk about some things. There you go, right now. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and add him in here. Love you too, babe. Yeah, it was, Joey, man. I mean, that IBT call, man, it was almost as if, you know, it was a, yo, what's up, man?
Hey, brother, what's good?
What's going on with you?
Just about to get some breakfast.
Okay, okay. Hey, we talked about it last night, what we wanted to talk about when we did this. You're a package car driver. I am I'm an inside worker, 22-3,
Okay,
and I know in your local leadership is they're pushing a no vote, right?
correct.
Right now, here at my local is totally different. Totally different. Our local is they're pushing a yes vote from the national and the supplement. Now, how about you guys over there? And you say 344, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What about you guys over there?
I mean, they came up, our local, they took the time to bring signs up. We did rallies in every single building in our. Am I coming through all right?
Yeah, it's just a little choppy
Okay, hold on a
here and
second.
there.
There we go. I had to turn my
All right.
notifications off. Yeah, so we did rallies in every single building in our state. I think they hit them twice. They're 100% behind us. I mean, we're a no vote all the way. Um, as far as they recommended that we vote yes on our rider because our rider's pretty good, but everything else is a no vote for us.
Okay. Now, what's the difference in a rider or supplement and all that? What is that?
Well, the supplement obviously is going to be covering, a bigger majority of the states around us, like the central supplement. But so we went in and we made a couple changes on our local rider, basically just covers our buildings in our local. So we just made a couple of tweaks in there that worked out, good for us.
Okay.
For
Cool.
instance, so one of the things that we have in local 344 that people don't have around the country is we cannot be forced a six punch, period.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
that's one of the things that we have that we did not lose.
Right. Now, we don't have any strong language in our supplement at all. We had our union meeting yesterday, and of all about 20, I think it's about 26 articles in our supplement, and only two of them changed, and they were both for the company. They introduced a half an hour meal period, which the company is going to abuse that, and
Right.
then they also talked about the 22-4, how it would pertain to our local. Then the whole thing, I know you heard about it, was how they are planning on taking part of our raise to fund our pension. A lot
Right.
of people are upset with that because you're going to lose money either way. Rather if you vote for it, you're going to lose money. If you don't vote for it, you're going to lose money. But it's the way they presented it to us, saying if you don't then we're not going to, it's like an ultimatum they're giving us, and then, you
Right.
listen to the calls yesterday. I don't know if you was able to listen to them. I wasn't on the calls because we had a union meeting, but I listened to the rebroadcast, and you could tell the difference between the two, between the IBT call and the Teamsters United call. The Teamsters
Right.
United call was more about the membership. You could tell they cared about you. They had people to come in and talk to you, and they was there on the spot answering questions. But then the IBT call, it was more about attacking those who don't agree with their agenda, and
Right.
that's not how this was supposed to be.
Yep. They basically told us if we vote no, we're gonna lose the raises and stuff like that. It was just a big threat. So, I mean,
Right,
that's how it's been the whole time for people out on the west and in the south. The locals aren't supporting their people. They're not listening to what they want.
right,
So,
right. Same as here. Same as here. And Hector just came on there. Yeah, his show didn't come on yesterday. It's going to come on today at 3 o'clock from 3 to 5. So if you guys want to listen to some more Union Power Radio, make sure you call into his show, listen to his show. Very good show. It's like I said, it's Union Power Radio. So make sure you guys listen to that show. Hector is he is one of a kind fighter from out of Local 804. You guys got to make sure you listen to his show. And Tyler, man, hey man, you are the biggest celebrity out here, man. I'm trying to be like you, man.
oh yeah, man, my new nickname's Hollywood.
Oh, get out of here. Okay,
So,
okay, okay.
what are you guys trying to change the most over there in 623? What do you want fixed?
The biggest thing here, well, I'm not gonna say the biggest. It's so many issues. It's so many issues because, like I said, in our supplement, they only changed two things, but we propose in our supplement that the part timers who work on the midnight shift and
Okay.
will get more guaranteed hours. Right now, that guarantee is only 3 hours, but we wanted that fixed because there's plenty of work. But then they didn't even address it. They didn't
Okay.
address the Article 54, which for the wages and hours. It's a lot of loopholes that the company can use in order to do what they want to do, like they normally do. Like we had a
Right.
situation in Christmas time that said that in our supplement it says any full timer that works on Sunday gets double time. Then it
Right.
also says if you work on the seventh day, you get double time. So on this particular week, a lot of us worked 7 days, right? So what the company was trying to say, well, Sunday is your seventh day. We was like, no, Sunday is the first day of the week. So then
Right.
our officials, they came in, had their little paperwork, and were agreeing with the company. And we was like, no, the contract says 1 plus 1 equals 2. So don't come in here and tell me that it equals something else. So we had to fight that, and we fought it, and we got our members paid. So
Right.
and of course you see is always political. It is and that's the part that I hate because concessions, as you know, are not political. They're not.
Right.
Whoever's in office, whether you like Hoffa or not, whether you like Fred or not, concessions hurt the people who voted for Fred, and it hurt the people who voted for Hoffa. They
Right.
do. So people got to get that notion that it's all about politics because it's not. But luckily, you guys at 344 they have your back, they have the members back. But we don't have that over here, man. We out here by ourselves. Well, we're not by ourselves. We got other rank and file members that are with us, which is good. Which is for the first time in a long time, I think there's a strong rank and file presence here at 623. So
Right.
I'm hoping that we can keep that going moving forward because we have to, because our leadership doesn't have our back. And there's no transparency at all. There's no transparency in the process. There's no transparency with the whole brownout. There's no transparency at all.
Well, now
Like
with social media, man, with social
yeah,
media, we're calling them out within 5 minutes of what's going on in the meeting. Everybody knows, and they
yeah,
hate that, and they hate it.
right, yeah. But again, when you're paying for a service, if you got nothing to hide, then why are you hiding?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's one thing if all the locals were pushing a yes vote, across the country. But to see the membership and the locals so torn, how are we supposed to be united on the ground as membership if the locals
Right,
can't even agree? You know?
right. I agree because attitude reflects leadership. If your leaders are not backing what you want for your family,
Right,
then what are you going to do? How are you going to fight that?
right,
And here at 623 and a lot of other locals, you have it's you're fighting the company and you're fighting your union leadership. And if you don't have a strong nucleus of people who are willing to fight with you, you're going to
right.
give in. You're either going to give in to the company or you're going to give in to your local leadership. And we're not going to do that here at 623. And I know you guys, like I said, you guys don't even have to deal with that.
No,
So
we're not.
it's
We're not going to deal with that. So, well, how do we reach these people out on the west and the south?
well, doing things like this, social media is a big influence, like maybe if we could call out there, get some of those guys some information and let them know that we're fighting with them, even though we're not out there, physically, but over here on this side, we're fighting the same fight. I'm from the South, from North Carolina, and when I go down there, I stop to the UPS buildings, and a lot of those guys don't even see their business agents. They don't even see uh, any type of people leafleting anything. So that's the things we got to do. If you're in an area where you know that you can go and help, I think that's what we need to do. I think, like you said, out in the West, if you want to fight for your rights, then go to those areas that people are not fighting. Go down there and help them out. Go down there and help them out. Please go and help
Right,
them out because this vote is going to be really, really, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, and every vote was going to count. Every last vote,
right.
every last
So,
vote.
when we send them back to the table, what's the biggest issues that you want them to work on for you guys?
I think here they need to number one, they need to go back to the proposals that we had. Like I said, here in this supplement, they didn't address any of them that I can think of. More hours for the part timers. The wages and hours, they didn't clear that up. And another thing that we was fighting here is at one of our buildings, the preloaders, they have job preference. Now we
Okay.
wanted that at our building as well because we work preload over there as well. So we wanted that in our building. We put a proposal in for that, but nothing was said, nothing was done. All they talked about was the combination driver, the half-hour lunch, and the fact that if we don't vote yes the first time, they're going to take our part of our raise and put it to the pension.
Okay.
That's all they was talking about. So it almost as if they put all their eggs into the pension bag and forgot everything else. Forgot about we want more hours for the part timers. Forgot that we wanted to clear up the language. Forgot about making the harassment language stronger. Forgot about all these things that we propose in our supplement. They just forgot about that and just thought about the pension. And then pensions are important. I don't want to make nobody think that we don't care about the pension, but I don't want it to be at a cost where we just hold the other rest of the contract hostage. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or a supplement
I do.
hostage. You know what I mean? So, man, that's why, man. You guys are a right to work state too, right?
Yeah, we were a right to work state a couple of years ago, but it didn't go into effect until the contract expired. That's how that works here. So now we are August 1st.
Oh, okay.
You
Anybody
see?
talking about? Got you. Wow, that's crazy.
And yeah, so I'm not gonna call out, specific people or nothing like that, but I mean, I've definitely heard members say, hey, if this contract goes through, I would consider not paying my dues anymore. And those are more or less the part timers, because they're the ones that are getting
Yeah,
hung out to dry here, losing
yeah,
the
yeah.
losing the 22-3 positions, the losing the dollar skilled paid, no catch up
Yeah.
raises. I mean, you name it. Like you said, people like you guys have shifts that work, sometimes 6 hours in a day, but the guarantee is only three. So they're getting sent home early. And then, supervisors
Right.
are doing the work, the whole
Yes.
nine
Yes.
yards.
And the thing about it is, Tyler, here the company is so bold. What they do is they come across the radio because I'm a responder also.
Right.
So what they say is, get them off the clock. whatever. And then when I go downstairs, supervisors everywhere working. Then when you put a grievance in, your grievance don't even get settled for the rate that it's supposed to get, settled for. So
Right.
then the member is like, okay, the supervisor disrespected me because they're working. Now the union is not even giving me the correct pay for my grievance. So what's going on? And that's what continues to happen here in this local. They tell us to fight. When we do fight, they don't back us up properly. And then the member is so frustrated and aggravated. You know what? I'm not even going to file no more. Because why? And
Well, and
that's the
that's just
fight
it.
here.
Yep, they're trying to wear us down, and that's pretty common
Yes.
practice. I mean, we'll turn in, 100 grievances, and the total payout should be like, let's say 10,000, and by the time it gets said and done, 4 months later, it'll be $4,000 because the company will say, oh, I'm only going to pay, 40 cents on the dollar for these. So, the language isn't
Right.
strong enough in the contract already. Plus, you have to
Right.
go through the grievance procedure, put yourself out there, and then you don't even get paid what you're supposed to anyways, and they're still going to keep violating you because it's not strong enough.
There you
So
go. There you go.
they
And
don't
that's
care.
what I was hoping they will fix in this contract, especially the supervisors working part. Now they say that you'll get triple time and all this other kind of stuff, but what confidence do I have that you're going to give me triple time when you don't even give me the double time or the regular time I'm getting now? There is
Right,
there is nothing there's nothing that tells me that you're going to do it when you don't do it now.
right. And so, I mean, like you said, I kind of thought about this before. I don't know a good way to put it, but I mean, it almost seems like the officials went to the table and just got raises because that's what's important to them because they get union dues based off of how much we get paid. And
There
everything
you
else
go.
just got swept under the rug because at our proposal meeting, we didn't even, as drivers, we didn't even ask for raises. We said we would be happy making the same amount of money if we had stronger 9-5 language so that
Stronger
we could
language,
get
right?
home. Right. I mean, I would rather give my raise to a part timer and just have 9-5 language. I don't need $41 an hour to live. I'm perfectly fine at what I make right now.
I hear you. And
You know?
and 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 I feel that way when they gave us this ultimatum with this whole if you don't vote yes the first time. I feel that way because 15 cents the first year it's going to be equal out to about $6 a week. What we're
Right.
going to be giving up the first year. It's about $312, and then it adds up, and the numbers it is astounding. But like you said, I would rather give up that raise. Number one, if I know that number UPS will not try to do this again, right? And then if I could get stronger language on getting the part timers more hours, making sure that the language is strong enough so when we do file a grievance, you're going to give me what the contract says because
Right.
the contract is only as good as the language is in there. If
Right.
the language is weak, then why are we paying these dues for the contract?
Right. And I mean, like I said, it's 2018, man. There's no reason to have to go through a 3 month grievance procedure to get paid for a 9-5 violation. I mean, they've got electronics for everything. They know when you work more than
Yes,
9-5 or whatever.
yes.
It should be right on your paycheck, just like overtime. It's not hard.
It's
You
not,
shouldn't have
but
to go through that process.
they will continue to do what they want to do until we as members, number one, hold each other accountable, and then make sure we hold our officials accountable. And if they got to get voted out, then vote them out.
Right.
And that's where we at. That's where we at here. Like I said, man, I envy you guys over there, 344, man. You guys, you very vocal. Then you have the backing of your leadership. That makes a big difference because you can be vocal all you want to, but the company knows they don't have to deal with you. They got to deal with the officials on a bigger level, and that's what they do here. They can get around what we do here with the 623 Lives Matter and everything with the people who agree with us. They know the company know they can go around us to a certain extent because we don't have that executive authority like our officials do, and they know that. They know that, and that's what they prey on. So until that changes here, then it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. We will never have any backing like you have until we get rid of these guys in office. Just the bottom line.
And you bring up a good point about me speaking up and stuff like that, and a lot of people give me
Yeah.
credit, but like you said, with my officials backing me, I'll give you for instance, when I released that last video, I got called into the office, by labor, and they said, hey, you can't make any more videos like that. And even though I made a video that was kind of hard on the IBT, my local officials called me up and they said, hey, I want you to know that you can continue to make those videos, and we're going to fight for you, even though the video was kind of bashing, but they said, hey, we understand what you're doing and we're still behind you. And that's really rare.
Right. See, I would never get that phone call from my principal officer. He's not going to tell me, "Hey, man, Rich, man, we appreciate what you're doing." And now, before I would have when we supported them, you know what I mean.
Right.
But those conversations don't happen anymore. We selfish. We only thinking about ourselves. All these kinds of things. That's why I think it's very important that you get other people involved. So when they make these type of accusations, hold on, principal officer or BA, every time these guys do something, it's always all these other members out there with them. So what are you talking about? But I think
Right.
slowly but surely, our members here are seeing that and they're speaking out. And it showed yesterday at our meeting. Our meeting yesterday, Tyler, man, it was crazy because our principal officer went through the national contract. Then he went to the uh, local supplement contract. Then he asked, opened up for questions. A lot of the questions were really, really good, but he had no concrete answer. It all came back to the pension, the pension, the pension. It's like he want to hold the rest of the contract hostage just for the pension. And I was thinking, then what happened? What happened to our pension where it's such in a rut where you got to take our raises? I mean, what happened? You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna call and find out because I know one member called and talked to one of the board members, and they said the reason why it was because of bad investments. So now that board member wasn't there yesterday, so I couldn't ask him the question. So next time I will, and I'll find out. Is that the truth?
Right.
Uh, did they make bad investments? If they made bad investments, why should the members fit the bill on the investments that they made? You know what I mean? But like I said, I'll find out. I plan on calling around to the pension board and find out what really was going on because I don't think you should hold people votes hostage and the rest of the contract hostage because of this. This is not what collective bargaining should be about. It shouldn't be. Don't try to hold me hostage because you made a decision and you made a mistake and now you want me to pay for
Right.
it. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
And I just kind of wanted to make a point. You said that I've heard people say this before too. If you guys vote this down, we're going to take this away, we're going to take that away. Go right ahead, man, because I'm going to vote it down again on the second time. I'm going to vote it down on the third time. It's like they don't understand how the process works. You bring us a
Right.
bad contract, we're going to vote it down. You bring me a worse contract, I'm going to vote that down too.
Right. But a lot of people don't have that. They're looking at the dollar signs, right? And they're not looking at what it could mean in the future.
Right.
What if we do this now? What's to say UPS may come back? They might try to do what these guys at YRC did, taking 2 weeks vacation away from them and all this other because they was running out of funds. Well, what if our pension ran out of funds or they make more bad investments? And UPS say, okay, if you want us to fit this bill, everybody who has more than 5 weeks of vacation, we're going to take 2 of those weeks away and we're going to put that money toward your pension. I don't want to lose my vacation. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we got to recuperate. You work a physical job, the low package cars and stuff. That's a physical job. So we need to recuperate. You know what I mean? How long you been with the company?
I've been with the company just over 5 years. I did 1 year part
Okay.
time, and I'm 4 years full time driving right now.
Okay, cool. All right, I've been there almost 20 years. So
Right.
this is good. You got I'm not a senior guy, but you
Right.
got a mid level guy, and you got a guy with about 5 years in. So that's good. That's good. That's a good dynamic, man. But I
Yep.
want to tell you, man, keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work, man. And like I said, I envy you because you have your local leadership with you, and and it's going to happen here. Those guys are done, and we're going to get them out of office, and then it's going to be a change. So we're going to have more Tylers across the country. That's what we need. We need
Yes.
more people that's local, and because that's the only way this thing is going to work out. People got to stand up and fight. They got to stand up and fight. That's the only way we gonna win. That's the only way we gonna win.
Something I think is really crazy too that a lot of people just kind of forgot about, maybe because it didn't affect everybody this year, but during this contract, man, they forced us to work Saturdays all of a sudden. They forced us to work 70 hours. I mean, this is all
Right.
stuff that happened before the ratification of this contract. I mean, they were just putting random concessions in the contract while we were still going. Like,
While we were
you know
still in
what I
it,
mean?
right, right, and that's what they're going to continue to do. They're going to continue to do that because they can until we stand up, get the right people to fight for us. Then all of this stuff is going to keep happening.
Right, right, absolutely. And I can see why, after the strike in 97, I'm sure things were good for a while. The first couple contracts that rolled out afterwards probably weren't so bad, So people weren't paying attention. They weren't being active in the union and stuff as much because they didn't
Right.
have to. Well, now it's not that time anymore. So now it's time everyone's got to be active again.
Everybody has to. And after I listened to the call yesterday, both calls, I think that we really have to get the message out to everybody. Like you said, the West, the South, up here in the Northeast, everywhere in the Midwest. Everybody got to know that no one is going to give us this. The company is not going to give us this, and the union is not going to. Our officials are not going to give us this. We, as rank and file members, like Tyler and myself, everybody is watching. People like Tyler and myself, and everybody across this country. You're going to have to get out of the comfort zone. You're going to have to get out of what makes you comfortable. You're going to have to do some things that'll make you uncomfortable because that's the problem with our officials. They have gotten too comfortable, too complacent, and that trickled down into us. And now we just sit back and let them do what they want to do. So if we don't make the change, then they won't make the change. UPS does not care about you and your family, even though they put out this propaganda now that what is that for your future and all this other kind of stuff. They don't care nothing about your future. This is the first time I've ever seen them go this hard about promoting the contract. They PCM in it now. I've never
Right.
seen that. Never seen that. I'm asking people that's been there 30, 35 years. They said they never seen this in the history of working there, that a company like UPS will promote a contract. One of our part-timers yesterday, Tyler, he said that was enough for him just to vote no because the company is trying to promote it so hard.
Right.
Even now, if he gets it, then why can't other people get it?
Right.
It's
And
it's unbelievable.
some people don't know, but before UPS, I actually had worked for a union before this. I was a correctional worker in Wisconsin for the Department of Corrections. And when Right to Work came through and Act 10 came through, I personally worked through an abolishment of a union before. Our union's gone. And I got to tell you, after watching that, the biggest two things that I could take away from being a part of that was people were too scared to stand up and too scared to strike because they said they couldn't afford it or it's too dangerous. Let me tell you something. If you don't stand up, they're going to take it either way. Sitting on your
Right.
hands, they're just going to
Yes.
take it from you. Like, you can't hide from that. They're going to come and they're going to take it. And the second thing that I learned from that is they don't take it all at once. They're not going to pull the rug out from you all at one time and scare you. They're going to make you work 70 hours. They're going to make you work Saturday and Sunday. They're going to bring in a two-tier wage system. They're going to do this, that, and the other thing. And that's how it starts. They slowly break you down. They slowly divide you. They weaken the union. They find the right to work states, and then they bring it to your knees, like right now.
Right.
So
Right. And
that's
that's
how
what,
it
like
works.
you
It
said,
doesn't happen.
right.
Yep.
Right. And that's what they're trying to do. If you think about it, in that last contract, when they started splitting our raises, well, I know here, and I don't think people in this local really paid attention to this. when they split our raises, right? We didn't get the full raise. They're actually going to do the same thing now with this whole. If we're going to take part of your raise and put it to your pension, but for the life of me, I couldn't understand it until now. When in the previous contracts, there was no breakdown of how much money you would be losing because of your split raises. There was no breakdown. But yesterday's meeting, I mean, our principal officer went out his way to show you how much money you'll be losing if you let, if we vote no and let the company and we have to put money into our pension. He didn't do that when,
Back in
last year.
2014, he didn't do that?
They didn't do that. They
No, it
just say,
wasn't
hey, look,
important then.
right. Now all of a sudden they made the mistake with our pension. Now, hey, look, if you guys don't do this, this is how much money you're gonna lose. But before, don't worry about it. Your raises are split. Who cares? Suck it up. Blah 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 blah. And Tyler, if you do the math, I did the math last night. We will be actually making on the first year of this contract, we'll be making more money. It's like $1,144, once you do the math. We only made about $1,092 per the raise for the year. So we're making more, even though they're still taking the 15 cents out the first year, you still be making more after they take the money. But
right.
he's not going to show you that in his report because they want that pension money. You know what I mean? They want that money because that's the Teamsters control that, so they want that money.
Well,
But
there you go. So, I mean, that's all they care
yes,
about, man. The officers just care about getting money to fill their pockets. That's why we didn't get the 70-hour language. That's why we didn't
right,
get the 9-5 language. That's why they didn't get us the guaranteed 40 hours. That's the whole deal. They went to the table. They got what they wanted for themselves. They tried blacking us
right,
out. But because we got people on the inside and we got social media now and we're sick of
right,
it, we're catching on to
right.
their game and they don't like it.
They don't like it. That's why you can tell the difference between the two calls again. You know what I mean? RBT call, and that's one thing. These guys are chastising us, but we putting food on their table.
I
They're
agree.
driving those cars. They're driving those cars off of our money, and they mad with us. No, it's
Yep.
unbelievable.
And
Unbelievable.
at some point, I think that maybe a traditional 401k or something might be a better idea. I mean, people have to think about it, but this pension has just been, you got people in the central states that are only getting paid
Yeah.
60% of what they're supposed to. Is it going to be there for me and you? I don't know. I mean, 30 years from now for me,
No.
you know what I mean? And all this
No.
fighting and stuff over some maybe stuff. At least if I had a 401k started, you'd know that that would be there unless the economy collapsed or something.
Right. Right.
But
I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's they want you to play like at our meeting. It's like you got to roll the dice. You're going to lose money either way. What are you going to lose going forward? You know what I mean? That's the part that I wish people understand. Yeah, we're going to lose money, but we lost money in the last two contracts because I think in the last two contracts we only got a full raise twice out of 10 years. I think 8 years out of the last contract, all our raises were split. So we lost money back then. So
right.
what's the difference? What
And
is
did
the
you see
difference?
that thing I posted last night that I had found from one of the members
Yeah,
on the Vote No page? Part-time wages has only gone up $2 in the last like 41 years.
right.
How
I saw
wild
that.
is
Yeah,
that?
19. What was it like? In 1972. Jesus Christ. I know.
1978, man, people were making the same money starting out as they are now.
Right. I wasn't even born in '78, man. Ain't that something?
Right? Shit,
But
Mom, are you
hey,
watching? Were you even born in 78?
man, nah. I was born till '79. Yeah. So how old are you?
26.
26?
Yep.
Man, okay. All right, Tyler. Yeah, Hector
So,
Hector came back on here and says, hey, make sure we listen to his show, Union Power Radio. Make sure we listen to that show, man. Did you ever hear his show?
yep.
All right, cool. You got to call in one day, man. Let everybody hear you.
All right. So,
Cause
yeah,
the
I'm
same
only
issue.
26. So that means if the IBT's watching or, UPS is listening, you got a long road with me. So you better strap up.
Hey man, listen. Hey, we've been doing this for a while, and it's fine. We're not backing down from anybody. We know our rights. A matter of fact, they know we know our rights. So we're not going to back down. I think they know that we're not going to back down. They can see it. Now they're going to try, which they can try. That's fine. But as long as you don't cross that line, because they cross that line, then there's consequences. Now if they want to deal with those consequences, we'll be, more than obliged them to deal with them. But that's on them. We let them make that call. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, going to the gates. I know you're going to keep doing what you're doing because we have to. Somebody got to take a stand and draw a line to saying and let them know that enough is enough. We're not going to take it anymore. We have
Right.
to live by these contracts. Not them. Neither the company nor our officials have to live by them. And both parties are making so much money off of us, but yet we don't get the respect that our dues are worth, and that's not right.
Right.
That's
I
not right
agree.
at all. That's not right. But Tyler, man, we gonna get off here, man. I don't want to, take up your whole Sunday. We both got
Okay.
to get up and go to work in the morning, and I want to listen
Yep.
to this um, radio show with Union Power Radio with Hector, because I got a call in there because something that Dennis Taylor said that we got to talk about, and I went and did you hear what he said? And I know you did. He said that the hybrid driver, there is really no amount, there is really no job. I mean, if they could be out on the road all day, there's nothing that says they have to be in the inside. They could
Right.
actually be on the road all day. So I'm thinking to myself, if they can be on the road all day, then why not getting the regular package car rate if that's what they're going to be doing
Did you hear what he
all
said to
day?
that? You hear his response?
What do you say?
He said, the company said they can't afford to pay regular package car drivers to work on the weekends at full rate because they're too poor. That's what he said.
Oh my goodness! And this
Yep.
is the guy that's negotiating this contract.
I didn't even know we were broke. I guess we are. I thought we were making record profits or something, but I
Yeah,
guess
we
not.
are.
So he said that like
Man, this is
FedEx makes like 15 an hour and they don't have benefits and they work on the weekends and so how can we be competitive and they can't afford to pay RPCD rates on the weekends because they're just they're too poor.
wow, poor.
I know it was
But they
funny.
built, but they're building this big facility in Paris. They're building one in Atlanta. They're building one in Utah, and all this stuff, making all this automation and up. But they poor. All right, I got you. I
We
got
weren't
you.
too poor. We weren't too poor to give David Abney a nice raise. Mr. Abney probably out on your yacht today, huh? Having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. He probably watching too, man. Saying, look at these guys. I'm taking all their money. That's probably why he watching it. You know what I
No. So,
mean?
anyways,
But all right, Tyler,
uh,
man, it's good to talk to you, man. We're gonna do this again. We got to
okay,
do this around when the ballots come out, so we can let everybody know to make sure
right,
they vote and vote no. We got to turn this down, send them back to the table. I believe they really believe that the contract is going to pass, and it barely passed last time by like 3,000 votes. I think we got the votes to do it this time, and we just got to keep making sure that the people vote. We got to hit the part timers, the younger members just coming in the door. Let them know it's not all about money. It's not all about money. I've been there a
right,
while, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I could change some of the decisions I made by listening to certain people, and I'm like I say, I'm not telling people to listen to me, but certain people that I listened to that I trusted before, those are the people that have let me down the most, and have been my leaders. So I know from now that to find out for myself, and that's what I'm hoping people do that's watching this. Find out for yourself. If you don't believe something, do the research. Ask somebody. You don't have to listen to Tyler. You don't have to listen to Richard. But what we want you to do is make the right decision based on you and your family needs. You know what I mean? Don't look at the money. Don't look at monetary because you can make $1 million an hour, but if the language is not strong enough, then that money is not worth anything. So
right.
please pay attention. Please pay attention.
Right. And if I could give just a little bit of advice to anybody out there who's on the Vote No campaign right now, the biggest thing that I would say is first and foremost, make sure that we get complacent sometimes. We talk to the same people every day, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Make sure you're talking to people outside your job classification. If you're a driver, talk to part-timers, stuff like that. And the second
right.
thing is it's not about just telling them to vote no, because a lot of these people are getting told vote yes. So it's more about educating them why they should vote no, because a lot of us who are educated possess the information. It's real obvious like why we should vote no, but there's a lot of people that have been hired between 2013 and today that have never been a part of a bargaining unit before and have never worked with the union before. So I mean, they just really need to be educated is the problem.
Right,
So make sure
right.
we
I agree.
educate them.
Right. And if you have moved the last few months or whatever, call your local and make sure they have your proper address. Please don't wait. If you moved or if you're not sure that your address is correct or whatever the case may be, if you're not getting any Teamster mail, please call your local, wherever you are. Call them, please, and and make sure that they have your correct address. Please, please.
Right.
Please do that. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here, Tyler. Always a pleasure. We're gonna do it again. I'm gonna go over here, man, and beat my son in some Madden real quick.
All right. Sounds
I'll
good.
talk to you. I love you. God bless you, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
All right. See you later, man.
All right.